No worries. So make sure the mic is on.
Yeah, so that one is right up there waiting for you.
All right.
You taking notes for your husband? Yeah, I was making a joke. He said, I
Thank
gotta
you.
take
Thank you.
it.
Appreciate it.
For the baby.
Because it ain't your money, you don't need it. Seriously, that's their mindset. I don't penalize myself for making my money. I don't do that.
So where do you put your money?
They in the bank, they in the life insurance, they government qualified plans, so where's that leave?
I'm still asking, where do you put your money? No, I'm asking you now, I'm not talking about what I listen to. You're talking face to face, now, where you get your money.
In a life insurance policy, under the name of somebody other than myself. I own nothing. None.
No lie.
You don't have to.
I'm thinking, I'm trying to think.
And you're right, but that's what I'm talking about. You got one that's not very expensive, very unique.
Okay, let's let you mark that on started, Dr. Montgomery.
It's all right. The Walmart stuff, man.
Well,
Yeah.
Since you tell everybody to come on running outside and start out, you're the homeowner.
No. And it's moving out there.
We call it high risk. You don't put those assets. Your wife said,
my name is Jamar Myers Montgomery. Oh yeah, I know, because I get excited about this stuff, man. I'm gonna try to keep my movement to a minimum, but yes, I do. I am a mover, but I'll try to keep it right?
Okay.
And give
See,
me-
he deals with tangibles, you do intangibles.
I deal with
That's
both.
virtual.
Yes, absolutely, I deal with both. The funny thing is that I have my account, my bank, I am my own bank, my own bank.
Oh, that's something you can see. Look at
Oh
that.
yeah, this is something that
See
you can
your
see.
little page.
The same way that you can't touch your, if I ask you right now, can you give me your account? Can you touch your account?
No, it's virtual.
No, it's virtual, right? But the only representation that you have of your account is for your debit card, correct? My account's right here. I don't have to go to a bank in order to transfer money. All I have to do is plug this into my computer, log onto a website, and I can send my money directly to anybody that I want. Anybody that has a cryptocurrency account or what we call a wallet, I can do that. For
That's called a wallet?
This is called a wallet. This is a digital wallet. Looks like a USB drive, thumb drive. Plug this right into your computer. In fact,
Let me just say one thing, on your program, there's space for notes, for people who don't have paper, on the program, yeah, and there was a pad down there, but in the program, there are a couple of sheets in there for notes. The black sheets with the wheel around. So,
no worries, no worries. Now that I've gotten that little piece out the way, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jamar Myers Montgomery. My students call me Doc Montgomery. I'm also a professor at Southern University in Shreveport. I teach political science and economics. So just a little bit background on myself. As Ms. Andrews said, I have a mechanical engineering degree, I have a law degree, and I have an MBA. I'm a practicing attorney right now as well. But cryptocurrency is my passion. Let me start off by saying this: that which we do not understand either frustrates us or we don't trust. Say it again. That which we don't understand either frustrates us or we don't trust. That goes for relationships, that goes for money, that goes for everything, right? If I don't understand it, I either don't trust it or I'm frustrated by it. Why did this happen to me? I'm frustrated by it, right? The 2008 financial crisis. Why is this happening? I am losing my money. Why is this happening? I don't understand. I'm frustrated. I have now lost trust in the banks. I'm so glad that Brother Grant said banks are corrupt. I just couldn't, bro, right in my, yes.
Echo that, bro.
Oh, the banks are corrupt. So now we have this thing called cryptocurrency, this thing called Bitcoin, that was created as a result of the financial crisis. Here it is, we no longer trust the current financial and monetary system that has been created. And how do we take back power? By creating our own. I asked earlier, if I asked you right now to give me your account, you would not be able to do it. The only thing that you have as a representation of your account is what you get in the mail and that debit card or that credit card, yes or no? Right? That is the only representation that you have money in the bank. However, what happens when the ATM stops working? What's going to happen to your money then? Can you get it out?
You ain't got it.
Oh, you can't. Oh,
Take it.
you mean to tell me you don't put your money in your mattress? Okay. You don't put your money in your sock?
What money?
Exactly, what money? So now when we start asking ourselves about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, there's a few things that we have to first understand. If we don't understand how our current system works right now, none of what I'm going to say to you is going to make sense. That's why I'm so thankful for Mr. Grant, because he did a lot of background work. I tell you, I was tootsie rolling in my seat. Because now, here it is, a lot of the background information that allows me to roll right into this has already been done. When we say the banks are corrupt, absolutely. Your banks are able to operate in a way that you'll never be able to operate. Here it is now you have $100,000 and I can turn that into $1 million. But I get to say that I have $100,000 I get to say that I have $1 million in assets on my books. Let me rephrase that for you. Now here it is that you now have $1 million, but where is that actual physical money coming from? You gave $100,000 cash, but they were able to create another $900,000 in digital money that they would be used. So when we start asking ourselves about, well, cryptocurrency is intangible, neither is the money that the bank created. So now what we start talking about is we're not talking about physical money, we're talking about spending power. I now have the power of being able to buy things being able to sell things, being able to receive money. The problem with things like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you already have an established system. What's this new system? Can I go and buy a car with Bitcoin? Can I go and buy a house with Bitcoin? Can I get my groceries with Bitcoin? Not at the moment. But what makes something valuable? If there's a demand for it. The reason why why the dollar is powerful is the most powerful currency that we have right now, but it's powerless in the same sense. Powerful in the sense that everyone in the world utilizes dollars. It's powerless in the sense that what is it backed by?
Faith.
Faith and
Faith,
trust.
hope, and charity.
Faith and trust. Faith and trust in a system that's built on what? Corrupt banks. Oh my goodness.
Come on.
Oh my goodness. You trust in corrupt banks? Oh my goodness. You have trust in a system that's corrupt? That's
You're
weird.
a seed.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. So now when we start thinking about the system, when we start understanding the system that we actually live in, now Bitcoin is saying, well, if you understand how your system works currently, why not be part of a system that you have control and ownership of? As we said earlier, it's like, well, rich people, they own nothing, control everything, right? Now you're in a position where you now are able to have control. Here it is, they play games with your money, they play games with your finances. The reason why we have this longest stock market rally is because monetary policy has been easy, which means that I can now go to a bank, the banks can go to each other and get a loan for 1%. When's the last time you got a loan for 1%? If I could get $1 million and only have 10% of collateral to get that $1 million, well, I'm paying that all the time. I'm going to do whatever I can. I'm going to put it in the thing that's going to make me money the fastest. They're putting it into the stock market. If I know that I can pump up the stock market and get my money on the way up, that leaves the opportunity for people when it comes down to also make money. So when we start looking at the market, we're looking at the current traditional financial system that we have right now, and now there is an alternative system that is being created. The same way that we have built up trust in the current traditional system is the same way that we now as individuals can build up trust in a system that we are now able to be owners and controllers of. That's what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency allows us to do. Oftentimes you will hear people say, well, I can't touch it. You're absolutely right. You can't touch it the same way you can't touch your account. But we put our trust in our banks so that we can have access to our money. When we say that we have a fractional reserve system, the bank only at any time has 10% of the money that is in your account. But they're able to show on their books that they have 100% of it. Is that fraud?
What was that?
Sounds fraudulent to me. I said, well, you know what? I got your money. I'm going to give you your money. They say, okay, well, go ahead and give it to me now. I pulled out 10 cents. Yeah, I owe you $1, but here's 10 cents right now. That's what your bank is allowed to do on a daily basis. Now, where does Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and Ethereum and these different types of cryptocurrency, where do those come into play? Well, if we're talking about wealth building, we're talking about alternative avenues, the avenues that other people do not use to help build wealth. Well, yes, we saw the rise, the price of Bitcoin go from $20,000, rise from pennies to $20,000. We also saw the crash. Right, I had a lot of angry clients. What was this? What happened? And I'm saying, well, look, the banks have been involved with this since 2008, 2009, 2010. The same individuals, the same organization that said that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency was a fraud have the most patents. In that technology. So either it's a fraud or there's something to it. On the same tip, when we start talking about government intervention, the government does not spend millions of dollars on something that is a fraud or something that is a fact. The IRS, as Mr. Grant said, it says the IRS, theirs, right, is now put out a task force for tracking cryptocurrency. Yes.
What?
So that they can collect. You don't spend money on something that you don't think that you can collect on. So if you're now putting in the infrastructure early on an alternative system, you are trying to make sure that I get my cut. Uncle Sam is saying, hey, hi. Hi, I either got a collection plate or handcuffs for you. You choose. The IRS is one of the most powerful agencies in the United States. I would say the top three is the Department of Defense, Department of Homeland Security, and the IRS. Think about that. The greatest military in the world, the greatest domestic military in the world, and the greatest election agency. The power of the IRS is elected on you. Now when we have an alternative system saying, I want to minimize whatever exposure I have via taxes, via control of a third party, and I now want full and total control. My phone broke yesterday. And most people, their lives are, all their entire lives is on their phone. The only thing that I was worried about was I have a wallet on my phone, on my cryptocurrency. There's a thing called a private key and a public key. A public key is the address, so if you want to send money to me, I give that to you. The private key is the door is the key that allows me to unlock that door to my money. I was afraid that my keys had been lost. So for 45 minutes, I was in a frenzy of how do I retrieve my keys. The same way that now we give that control to banks. I lose my password. Let me call it the bank. Let me call it the bank so that they can give me my password, help me reset my password so I can get into my account. Well, with that control, with the control, that convenience that we receive from the bank, we also give up control. Now, being my own bank, I am now more responsible for my own funds. So with greater independence comes greater control, but also with greater independence and control comes greater responsibility. So right now, what we see in cryptocurrency, the issue is people want to make money. People want to have control of their money, but they don't understand it. They don't understand how it works, so there's a great education gap. The same way that we talk about in financial education. What separates the 99% from the 1% isn't necessarily funds. It's the knowledge and what you do with that knowledge. So now when I said at the beginning, that which we don't understand either frustrates us, right? Or what? I like the way she thinks. I like the way she thinks. Frustrates us, drives us. That which we don't understand, it also makes us angry. My job is to make sure that you're no longer frustrated, no longer angry, and that you understand and that you now have a choice. You'll often hear people talk about, well, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is what the internet used to be. It's built on the internet. It's built on the internet. We're now moving into a digital society, into digital realities, and now we also have a layer that's built on top of this physical layer. Who would ever thought that you get in trouble for tweeting? That was said on the internet. That's not what I actually said in real life and was saying to hurt somebody, but here it is now things that happen digitally have real consequences on us in our physical lives, yes or no? So now when we start understanding that the realities that we live in and the environment that we're now in requires us to embrace new technology. Doesn't seem that scary anymore. Who would ever thought that we have a supercomputer in our pockets? There's more processing power in your phone than what put us on the moon. I'll say that again. The Saturn V rocket that put the Apollo and the Jupiter missions on the moon, there's more processing power in your phone than the entire computers that they use to put us on the moon. That should say something. So, as many of us were often left behind that digital curve, and there's that digital divide. It is my job to help educate you so that you are no longer taken by surprise because of the advances that are happening. This is called financial technology. So even though it's technology, it's finance involved, and it's called financial technology. The company that I run is called Cryptonomics 12. We're revamping ourselves. We started in 2017. We experienced the crash, and as I was one of the people who also experienced the crash. Understanding what is going on in the market. However, the crash is something that I predicted. I was a little bit early. Let me say this to you. We talked about the IRA, how the stock market is going up, how the stock market is going up and it's unsustainable. Yes? What happens to the money when that money's got to go somewhere? It's got to go somewhere, right? We often see that money go into gold. We see that money go into what I like to call crypto. In crypto, I like to call recession insurance. Because since money needs a place to go, it's looking for other avenues. Cryptocurrency is one of the only other currencies that is accepted all over the world. Only difference is that governments do not like it because it's difficult to tax. It's the start of a new economy. In terms of being a cryptocurrency expert, I am a crypto economist, saying that there's an entire economy that is being created as a result of cryptocurrency. My job is to help educate you, give you the information that you need so that you can make a conscious choice. Because I never wanted to be the person that had the information, and then somebody said, well, you never told me. I'm telling you now. Yes.
So I'll do that, well, I'll do articles and where.
Okay, one of the ways that you can get involved with cryptocurrency is you can open up a Coinbase account. Another way is that is a little too intimidating. Come see me. Come see me.
I already heard.
Do you have a phone? Do I have cards? Not only today. However, I'm accessible. For those that have Instagram accounts, for those that have phones, I'm accessible.
Okay.
I'm here for you. Also, you can see things I've done on YouTube talking about cryptocurrency. I was just at a conference in Nashville, Tennessee, utilizing cryptocurrency as a nation-building tool. If there are any more questions, I'm here. I'm around. Yes.
What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is docmontgomery.co. DOCMONTGOMERY.co. C-O.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Oh,
Yes, you do. Oh. No, I'm 909. My number is 909-740-3532. Contact me anytime for a consultation.
So is that something different, or is that all, is it different from?
Beautiful question. Beautiful question. Foreign exchange, foreign currency exchange. Dollars, trading dollars for yen, trading yen for the British pound. If you look at cryptocurrency as a currency, yes, you can trade it like a form. It can be incorporated within the forex market. The thing about cryptocurrency is that Bitcoin is priced in terms of dollars, in terms of yen, priced in terms of the British pound. Every currency, every national currency touches Bitcoin.
yeah. Actually, the woman already has me, she's looking at exchange for Bitcoin for actually Bitcoin.
Right now, the issue is adoption. Is adoption. People being comfortable with utilizing Bitcoin. The wallets that I showed you earlier, I actually bought these using Bitcoin. As a lawyer, I give my clients a 10% discount if they pay me in crypto. So now what that it does is twofold. It allows me to be able to help the adoption rate of crypto, and it also allows me to utilize crypto as a speculative asset.
Like how valuable do you think cryptocurrency would be like 5, 10 years from now? Do you think it would be like more popular as people learn about it?
You will not hear me talk more about crypto publicly, and this will probably be the last time you will ever see me have my wallet on.
There's
That-
a question.
When you say you launched the private, like the private bank,
Yes.
so if you ever do that, how do you, that, will that people get access to
Yes,
it?
it will. Yes, it will.
So I'll be,
Have a supercomputer. Have a supercomputer. Yes. It's built on military grade encryption. So it's designed to keep people out. However, with greater control comes greater responsibility. With convenience, we give up that control. So when I say that I am my own bank, not only am I saying that fiscally, I'm also saying that in terms of control of my funds. I was worried about losing my key. There is no help. I am the help. So it's my responsibility to make sure these things are backed up. So do I have my backup phrases? Do I have my backup keys? That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Can't you have a virtual wallet outside of the phone, like?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
This is called a hardware wallet.
That's what I was asking.
Yes.
That's what that is. I don't know why you get upset with your phone, we might not have phones in 2 years.
Exactly. Exactly. This is a hardware wallet. I kept a backup on my phone, and I also kept a backup on my computer, and I also have the actual 64-digit code that allows me access into my wallet. So when I say with greater control comes greater responsibility, I am my own bank. I'm gonna get to her and then get to you.
How do people get involved in mining, cryptocurrency?
Buy you a few mining rigs. What you do is called graphic processing units, so basically video cards. Now they're making specially designed video cards for mining cryptocurrency. That is the next step for me, is getting into mining cryptocurrency. What mining cryptocurrency is now, what that means is now I'm helping to solve that difficult encryption equation so that I can be rewarded with more cryptocurrency.
So if you were to mine it, do you need to be on a specific place to mine the cryptocurrency?
The internet connection and electricity.
Anywhere in the world?
Anywhere in the world.
Are you AMP too?
Pardon?
Are you AMP too?
Not my setup right now, no. But if you're on the grid, then you're not going to be improved at all. The only time that you have that is if you're solar and then you have it backed up by batteries.
I understand what you guys are doing, it's kind of going
Yes, I'm sorry. Mining rig is basically a computer. It's a computer. So when I tell you that, if I wanted to get into your phone, right? There's two ways I can do it. I can either have your password, or we call a thing called brute force, right? And now what a computer's doing is running through all the combinations that it can. The more powerful computer that I have, the faster it can do those things. It can run through those combinations. Similar concept with mining. Does that answer your question? Does that help? How do you build that? The same way that you build a computer. Same way that you build a computer. Any more questions? Well, thank you. Once again, my name is Jamar Myers Montgomery. I can be reached 909-740-3532. I'll be here for a little bit longer. Love to talk to you about cryptocurrency. It's my passion, along with other things. But yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jamar Montgomery. I'm pleased to announce that our esteemed mayor is here, and so is our state senator, Patricia Smith, and Mayor Sharon Bloom. I'd like for you all to come up and talk about women in politics. We're going to do this about 10 minutes.
Good afternoon. I'm going to invite Representative Smith to join me. This is going to be,
I'm giving her her new job.
This
You're gonna take it, right?
is going to be kind of it's recorded, so it's not, let's do a really untraditional